Mulumbe! Mulumbe!
Someone was calling me in my sleep.
Mulumbe! Mulumbe!
The call became a cry.
Mulumbe, wake up!
Curling into a ball, I tried to shrug off whoever it was jolting me from my delicious rest. But the voice would not stop. It grew more insistent. It began to shout,
Mulumbe, you must wake up now!
I opened my eyes. Grandmother was leaning over me. She was shaking my shoulder.
They are coming,
she said. I could hear the terror in her voice. There was no need for any questions. I got up and followed her outside.
Quick, child,
she urged. What about the others, Grandmother?
I will wake the others. Run before it's too late.
It was still dark, and the earth was cold beneath my bare feet. Dressed only in my t-shirt and skirt, I shivered. Quickly the rest of the family emerged from their huts, and Grandmother shepherded them into the forest. All at once, the night was filled with shouts and screams. They had come. It was mayhem, as though the whole village had become one of the ants' nests that my little brothers liked to poke with sticks. People scattered in all directions. Bumping into one another, they plunged shrieking into the trees. At that moment, a hand grasped mine.
Mulumbe, what are you still doing here?
Grandmother half screamed.
Are all the others safe?
I asked.
Yes, but now you are going to be caught.
We ran blindly, lunging through the thick, thorny trees. Barbs lacerated my t-shirt and arms and tugged at my hair like talons grappling to stop us. Crashing through the bush like warthogs, we thought only of escape. The smell of burning fouled the air. They were setting alight to the thatch of our huts. Over our shoulders, the lurid light of flames leapt. On and on we ran, wildly, not daring to rest. But the angry shouting of the marauders did not get any quieter. In fact, all at once, our pursuers seemed to be surrounding us. We both stopped at the same time.
Grandmother,
I whispered,
I think they are following us.
She pressed a finger across my lips.
Not a sound.
Dropping to our hands and knees, we began to crawl. The moon cast everything into silver shadows. How many times on other nights had I gazed up, entranced by the smile of the moon woman? But now, this same smile threatened to show us to our enemy. We moved as silently as leopards, although we were the ones being hunted. I did not even make a noise as I usually did to scare away snakes. Still, the shouting and curses reverberated all around us. Sometimes voices came shockingly near, ringing clearly in the silver-coated darkness. Then we would freeze and wait, curled as small as we could behind a tree or in a bush. Once the men came so close that I could smell them, a harsh stink of rancid beer and hate. I had to force the bile back down my throat. Any moment I expected the marauders to come raging through the trees, charging like rhinoceros, knocking us over and grinding us down into the earth. That is how I always thought of them, as an enraged rhinoceros. They came to our village for the first time 2 years ago and took away my mother. They dragged her screaming into the night. I never saw her again. My father lost an eye trying to stop them. Anger had made their heads seem heavy and blunt, just like a rhino's, and they wore their hatred of us like a horn. Silently, fearfully, we continued to edge through the bush, an old woman and a girl pursued by a pack of marauding men.
Keep on going, child, Grandmother murmured. Keep on going.
She was trying to disguise the worst of the terror in her voice, but we both knew what would happen if we were caught. A rat crossed our path. I shuddered, but did not stop. Far rather a rat than one of the men, far rather 1,000 rats. In the darkness the forest seethed with 100 unknown sounds. Tonight I feared none of them. I yearned only to escape the men.